An Uncle Tom is a traitor.
To be called an Uncle Tom is a real slap in the face.
On par with sellout.
You're no longer one of us.
It's just like one of the worst things that you could be called.
And I guess you have to ask yourself, did he betray his people?
Tap dance itself is inextricably linked to minstrelsy. The violence of minstrelsy, the propaganda, it's something that I want no part of.
I don't remember the first time I saw Bill Robinson, but like within maybe 4 or 5 classes, my teacher, her name is Ethel Bruno, gave me something that she called the Bill Robinson time step. I remember walking up the stairs and hearing these sounds, hearing the rhythms, and just feeling at home immediately. So there was really never anything else for me. I tried, jazz dance and ballet, and no. Tap dance.
As legend has it, he was the biggest tap dancer of his time, highest paid Black entertainer of his time. He was born 1 year after the end of Reconstruction in the United States, and essentially at the beginning of the terror and horror of Jim Crow segregation. He never wore blackface. He's a iconic tap dance figure. He was celebrated, loved by the Black community. But within a generation, that all changed completely.
We're tired of that. Don't shuck and jive and bojangles your way across the street.
I went to the market to get some beef. And the beef so tough, and I couldn't get enough. I paid $5 for a great big hog, and the hog so fat, and I couldn't get back.
I never saw his image as, an offensive image, even as a kid, because what came through was his spirit and, the form of excellence that he would portray. So even seeing him as in character, with Shirley Temple, I still wasn't caught up in the fact that he was her butler. But that's my innocent, eye as a kid, seeing him. So as a kid, I just thought he was a movie star,
Now we just have a snapshot of him holding Shirley Temple's hand, tap dancing up and downstairs, playing the butler. In the era of Black Power, he doesn't represent that on screen. That picture has become an archetype for what it is to be an Uncle Tom.
How do we, as artists, as Black artists, reconcile or deal with the stereotypes that have preceded us on stages and in platforms and media? Sometimes I feel like, I don't even want to address it. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't create it. And sometimes I want to flip it on its head. But ultimately, that still leaves me dealing with something outside of myself, as opposed to just creating from a blank slate. It's a spiritual battle, because it hurts to even be asked to compromise who you are to fit a certain mold or perception that wasn't even created by you.
I saw him on tape and I didn't really understand what the big deal was. Listen, hi tap dancers, I love you. I didn't understand what the big, please don't excommunicate me from I need you, okay. But I just didn't understand it, you know. The style was old-timey, not much was going on with the feet. I just didn't get it. I was never really fond of Bill Robinson until somebody paid me to rip one of his routines. And I tried. And it wasn't like he was doing something like floating in the air or something like that. It wasn't technically difficult, but sonically, the sound of it, the music that he was making, I've witnessed tap dancer after tap dancer after tap dancer try to rip this man's routines. That ain't it.
Uncle Tom was based off of Josiah Henson. Josiah Henson was the shit. His parents were enslaved, so he grew up enslaved. He got out of slavery. He opened up a school in Canada, as a matter of fact. But see, in the book, the character is presented as somebody who would turn in somebody else that was enslaved. And so when people think Uncle Tom, they have this narrative that somebody made up. And they made this character to be that. But the character is based on a real person who was the complete opposite.
Sounds like you're moving from a space of serving them to trying to serve yourself. A little bit.
Yeah.
Or honor yourself.
Honor, yeah. Yeah. Serve them in a way that's not like a butler, but like a storyteller with something valuable to say.
We started to succumb to those ideas of representation that were placed on us by white folks. You know, we started to, in some cases, not all, but we started to believe it.
Who taught you to hate yourself? Wait, who taught you to hate yourself? The trial of Uncle Tom is, it's bringing up my childhood. It's making me aware of the mask that I wear. It's making me aware of the poor choices I've made as a tap dancer. It's making me aware of tap dance itself and how it is inextricably linked to minstrelsy. And it's making me aware of how much I want to shed myself from that and really find my own relationship to the dance.
People will continue to be on trial in this psychological way as long as there is this psychological court. I think a part of this process is deconstructing it. A part of this process is saying, actually, tap dance was created out of resistance. Actually, tap dance was created when the drums were forbidden. Actually, it goes back way further than the Reconstruction era, than Jim Crow, you know? And at some point, we have to think about the trial itself in our minds that's not even created by us. The pursuit is freedom, the pursuit is forgiveness, because a lot of the contexts that we're punishing ourselves for, or that we compromised ourselves in, were not created by us.
There's a wonderful chaos song. I'm not the man I used to be. There were things I said I never do, I did them. And I remember that so distinctly because, growing up as a younger artist, I would never work in bureaucracy. I'm an anti-establishment character, da-da-da-da-da. Well, kids come along, diapers, dentists, etc. Next thing you know, I'm wearing a suit and tie. And then I got out. And then I hear this song. I said, yeah, the things I said I would never do, I did them.
We are artists. We've chosen to do the art, or the art has chosen us. Let me offer you that spirit that brought you to be an artist is always there. Remember it. So when you started to do this project, something drove you there. There's something that you have to address for you, not only you, but the rest of us. When you dance Travis Knight, you dance with purpose. You dance with spirit, which comes from somewhere that we often always forget because we're so inundated with stuff. We must remember. And everything that we learn from the process is a part of the journey.
Pretend you're happy when you're blue. It isn't very hard to do. And you'll find happiness without an end. If only you pretend. Remember, anyone can dream.
All our experiences as Black folks are not monolithic, but my life began with many warnings.
Those little things you haven't got might be a lot if you pretend.
You know, it's a funny thing, this wearing masks, the smile. I learned the hard way that sometimes you confuse what is the mask and what is yourself.
Just close your eyes, she'll be there. You'll never be alone.
All this time I've been pointing my finger at Bill Robinson. How could he? How could he?
You'll be pretending just like me.
And this is one of those things where art, life intersect, because I don't know how to forgive myself. And so in this process, hopefully, we can get there.
Pretend.
What's your name?
Travis.
Yeah, Travis.
Travis. We gotta have like a count. Are we? Travis?